Hello everyone, welcome to GeneCrit. In this particular series, we are going to discuss the biology of aging. I have tried to explain the complex molecular biology behind aging in a very simplified way, covering all the pathways and genes that are involved. Hope you will enjoy it. So, let's begin. In this video, I am going to talk about cellular homeostasis, and in my opinion, the gradual disruption of cellular homeostasis over time is aging, or at least one of the primary reasons. So, what is cellular homeostasis? Have a look at this picture. This is the basic organization of human body. Different organelles such as mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes come together and they form a cell. Then cells with similar functions come together and form even a larger organization called tissues. Then different tissues come together and form an organ such as heart, liver, skin, and so on. So if something bad happens to the cell, then the whole tissue gets compromised and its functioning becomes less efficient, which ultimately does harm to your organ. Suppose this is the case with your heart cells, which in turn affects the cardiovascular tissues, and ultimately your heart starts to deteriorate. What do you think would happen next? You will become more susceptible to heart diseases. This was just about one organ. What if this happens with your immune cells? Your immunity will become less resilient. What if this happens with your pancreatic cells? You would become more susceptible to diabetes. And what if this happens with your brain cells? You would become more susceptible to neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. And what if every cell in your body starts to become less efficient over time? Your entire organ system would become less efficient, and that's aging. With time, due to certain factors like pollution, unhealthy diet, unhealthy lifestyle, such as smoking and all, contribute to the accumulation of damage in your cells. Your cells have certain defense systems that ensure regular eradication of this damage, but with time, this damage becomes so overwhelming that cells' defense system can't handle it anymore. And the cells decide to commit suicide by a programmed cell death process called apoptosis. The cellular homeostasis is nothing but all these defense and regulatory systems in your cells working together to make sure a proper balance remains inside cells so that the cells can live longer and function effectively. The cellular homeostasis has several components. Let's understand certain important components of cellular homeostasis. First one is oxidative stress. Next is endoplasmic reticulum stress or simply ER stress. Then loss of proteostasis and finally inefficient autophagy. We will discuss them one by one. Let's start with oxidative stress. The oxidative stress is caused by overgeneration of a reactive oxygen species known as ROS. The ROS molecules are highly reactive and they damage important proteins, enzymes, lipids, and even the very DNA via oxidation. Our cells have an antioxidant defense system which consists of antioxidant enzymes like SOD, glutathione, catalase, etc. The antioxidant enzymes convert these highly reactive ROS molecules into simple oxygen and water molecules. However, with time, or I should say with age, a decline in number of these antioxidant enzymes or a decline in their activity is observed, which leads to excessive ROS species roaming around inside cells and damaging everything, which ultimately leads to cell death. Next is endoplasmic reticulum stress or ER stress. Every protein in our cells needs to be properly folded in order to attain a structure that is functional. But with time, our cells start to lose their ability to properly fold these proteins. And this demands for quick eradication of such non-functional and unfolded proteins, as these proteins can obstruct many processes in our cells. Even the causes of some neurodegenerative diseases are these unfolded or misfolded proteins that accumulate over time. When such accumulation happens, our cells make sure to eradicate such proteins or even try to fold them via a process called unfolded protein response or simply UPR. which is initiated by endoplasmic reticulum in our cells. This UPR ensures to again fold these unfolded proteins and also tries to destroy those which have been accumulated and can't be folded now. But if this UPR remains active for too long and this fight between ER and unfolded proteins goes on like forever, then the UPR shifts itself from damage control to death, and UPR starts activation and production of pro-apoptotic proteins, which ultimately leads to cell death via apoptosis. Next component of cellular homeostasis is proteostasis loss. Proteostasis is a process that ensures proper folding of proteins, proper transportation of proteins, and also timely degradation of proteins when they are either not needed anymore or have been improperly folded. The proper folding is done by enzymes called chaperones. For timely degradation, we have proteasome, which serves to degrade proteins with its hydrolytic enzymes. With time, the chaperone activity and proteasomal activity both have been found to decrease significantly, which leads to loss of proteostasis, and that ultimately leads to aging and lethal disorders like neurological disorders such as Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, etc. Similar to this, our next component, autophagy, is also used for similar purposes of degradation of non-needed or damaged molecules. However, autophagy not only degrades proteins but also big organelles like damaged mitochondria or other damaged stuff, right? So you could say that autophagy is like a damage control guy. Wherever it sees something that shouldn't be there, it eradicates that thing quickly. Again, with time, autophagy becomes less efficient and it leads to accumulation of damage inside cells. Interestingly, this accumulated damage, which has been induced by ineffective activities of autophagy and proteasome, leads to prolonged activation of UPR and results in cell death via ER stress. ER stress itself sometimes leads to overproduction of ROH and oxidative stress. So you see all these components get connected at the end and move in the same direction of cell death via apoptosis. The efficient functioning of antioxidant enzymes, chaperones, proteasome, UPR, and autophagy is considered as maintenance of cellular homeostasis, and the gradual disruption of such biological pathways responsible for their proper functioning can be defined as aging. I hope you understood this mechanism of aging, age-associated diseases, and the importance of maintaining cellular homeostasis. In the coming videos, I'll be explaining these components of cellular homeostasis in more detail, along with the mention of scientifically proven natural diet and lifestyle that you can adopt to strengthen these components and maintain your cellular homeostasis. I hope you liked this video. If you have any questions, please ask me in the comments below. Thank you for watching this.